Welcome back to Echo Ridge and our wonderful German Empire campaign. We are now in the modern era. Looks like both Australia and Jadwiga are now in a dark age. The rest of the world ended up in a normal age. I don't think we're gonna discover too many continents or natural wonders, but we might be killing a lot of naval units, which would give us +1 era score every time we kill a non-barbarian naval unit. We could also get reform the coinage, which gives us an era score every time we complete a trade route. That one is more guaranteed. We have 6 trade routes, and I'm sure we're going to complete a few of them during this next era. Oh, and look this. Another great person. This time it's a great scientist, Albert Einstein. Going to give us a random eureka moment from the modern or the atomic era, and research labs are going to provide +4 science. I will take it. That's a good one to have. I'm not entirely sure I want to use them right now, though. I think we might need those research labs before we pop them. I don't know, maybe we'll do it now and then check the science on it. Speaking of science, because we have everything we need from our war machine, we're going to take places like Berlin and go with some campus research grants. Well, I still have a few tiles in here that need to be upgraded, so we're going to go builder and then into a few research grants, which will give us some great scientist points and allowing us to catch up even further on the science front. Our third spy is now popped. I think this is going to be our defensive spy, and we're going to send them over to our capital. Over in Amsterdam, our spy has finally arrived, and once again, we are going to do the old gain sources just to give our spy some experience and try to get them leveled up before they accept some more difficult missions. Here's Albert Einstein. We're going to trigger the effect. I need to remind myself to look for the research labs providing +4 science. We gained the boost for advanced flight. That's going to be handy. Speaking of spies, the spy in Nagarzugamu will now operate 2 levels higher for 24 turns, which is good news. And because we now have that tech boost in Nagarzugamu, we can try to steal 1 boost, including chemistry, at a 74% chance. I think I like that. Now, I don't really think we're going to take Opango because we'd never be able to keep it with influence here, but we can use it to gain a whole lot of experience just by continuously bombarding the city. We've also completed a military engineer inside of Krakow. I want to start getting down to building the railroads. I don't need an entire rail network, but at least down to our capital so units can go back and forth. Nubia has now denounced us again, so I think as soon as we get done taking out Coupe, we're going to go destroy them. We have discovered oil. The question is, how many have we discovered? We've also unlocked the battleship. Now, the battleship still takes coal, and considering we're about to upgrade all of those frigates, we're going to go ahead and do gold and resort discounts over here in conscription. Oh, this is going to be so glorious. We now have battleship fleets. I'm trying to decide what city we're going to end up leaving for Coupe. I definitely want this one. It looks like a very strong city. I already see the Mahabharati Temple and some other districts. This one would be an interesting one to take because it'd give us a nice route right in front of Canterbury, which when we're trying to take Australia, that will help out. So I need to wait for this one to flip, which it's supposed to in 6 turns. And then maybe this is all we'll leave Coupe, this tiny little city. And we did find that this is a path. I'm wondering how much further this goes up. Will it lead directly to Amsterdam? Because then we have Australia, Amsterdam, and then all we have to figure out is how to get to Nubia's capital from the sea. We did find a source of oil here, but it's going to require offshore rigging. We also found one here. Unfortunately, nothing in the ground. That's going to sting. We have all sorts of boosts here in the modern era, which we will capitalize on. But I think next we need to go for flight because aircraft carriers and bombers seem like the way. I also want to be able to get access to the seaport and our wonderful U-boats. Our U-boats are the German equivalent of the submarine, which will replace our privateers. So why don't we go electricity, into flight, into steel, into chemistry. Not too shabby. We've also unlocked neighborhoods. So now whenever our city's housing gets a little low, we can plop in a neighborhood and not have to worry about it. We've also discovered a +5 campus sitting right next to Frankfurt. So we're going to take care of the sheep and pasture and put a campus down there. We now have 3 battleship armadas. And what's even more important about the battleship is they have an attack range of 3. So I'm going to be able to sit my battleship, say, right here. And as long as I have vision on Wengunai, we're going to be able to hit it, just like this. You know, it's taken a little while to upgrade all these because it's, well, expensive. Even with the 50% discount, but we will keep saving up and make sure it happens. This battleship can now move out 1 slot, gain a promotion for district defenses. This one can move in and take another shot. I am going to move back slightly, though, with this artillery and find another unit that can give us vision, because that one was starting to get a little banged up. I just noticed this small, cutesy sort of fleet from Nubia, and it looks like they're heading in this direction. You don't think they're trying to start something, do you? For their sakes, I hope not. In our capital, we decided to put down a theater square, and this one happened to be a 3 culture or higher theater square, which means we got an era bonus. Now, I'm not going to try to get too crazy with it, but especially considering our culture is higher than most of the AIs, I cannot believe we can get a 13-turn Statue of Liberty. Yeah, the loyalty is okay, but we're never going to have loyalty issues in these cities here. And 4 diplomatic victory points are good, but I don't think we're going for a diplomatic victory. So it really would be a waste of production, despite the fact that Mr. Gustav really wants to get back to work. Since we don't have vision on their capital, we can still gain a ton of experience by just taking out this encampment district. What this little X over the smiley face means is that we no longer have a friendship with John Curtin because the friendship has expired. So we go up to John Curtin and say, hey, you still want to be buddies? And unfortunately, they said no. I don't know why they all of a sudden don't want to be our buddies. Maybe because we took Coupe's capital. Coupe is really desperate to peace out, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen until they're down to 1 city. Oh, look, it's the military emergency we all knew was coming. I'm going to downvote this. Actually, I'm not going to downvote it much at all. They want to go to war with me? Be my guest. And it still failed. They're like, no, please. Please don't wake that bear. Our spy, Portia, has acquired some sources over in Amsterdam. That's going to be nice. 50 gold and 144 culture. Absolutely beautiful. These privateers are doing some work. Speaking of which, we've got the upgrade to U-boat now. So we need to take those buddies home and get them upgraded. Of course, we could just stay here until we take Wengunai and then upgrade them all right here. Now, right now we're in the city center, but I don't want to be in the city center because I want to try to steal some gold. Oh, but it would be good to get some listening post action. Yeah, let me do this one first. Maybe we can promote the spy, and then we can go find some commercial hubs to steal some gold from. Like this commercial hub right here. And we have finally circumnavigated the world, which is another +3 era score. And here's where it happened, right in the Gulf of Carpentaria. I'm now going to take this ironclad and start trying to explore as much of this landmass as possible to try to find Nubia's capital. We got some more era bonus because we connected our first 2 cities with a railroad from Krakow to Trier, but we're going to keep going down this central corridor until we get all the way to our capital. And I'm getting impatient, so we're going to start blowing up Opango again. And we're making some great money and faith and culture from all of our pillaging. But we have another field cannon ready to come up, so I think we're going to move this guy into vision, say here. And now I can start shredding the city again. Now we have this line infantry here, which is going to be the melee unit that actually takes the city. It's going to take a little while, but we'll get it. And hopefully at right about the same time, now that I see that Opango is going to be just about as far away from these 2 cities as it is from Australia, I don't think we'll have too big of a problem keeping it. We've unlocked another great engineer. This one's James Watt, which means they instantly build a factory and a workshop in the district, and factories provide +2 production. Considering how many factories we actually have in this area, this is going to be great. Unfortunately, I think I've built all the workshops and factories we need. We're not actually building them anymore. I suppose I could put a Hansa all the way over here in Eindhoven. It is pretty close to Amsterdam. Yeah, we'll buy this tile, put the Hansa there, and then we'll move James Watt up here to give us the instant factory and workshop. Transfer to the city. Now we just have to wait for it to be finished. And just like that, Opango has fallen, but we're not going to take it this turn because we haven't flipped this city yet. And if we do, the loyalty pressure might not be good enough. So we're going to hold. Killing cities is so fun. There's another promotion. And more bombardment from these battleships. Oh, this is gorgeous. Where's that line infantry? Buddy, you might have to hurry up. You're gonna miss the war. Now, even though this city's pretty dead, I don't think we'll get any more experience for doing here, so we're gonna just mosey on over and start destroying this encampment district as well. More experience is better. Speaking of which, another cannon volley. Looks like this ironclad fleet is ready to be renamed. This is now Barlow's ironclad. I just realized James Watt actually has 2 actions. So we're going to go burn one in this Hansa, and then when this Hansa is finished, we'll do it there again. That way we're getting that +2 production for every factory across our empire immediately. We've just completed mobilization, which means we can now do armies and armadas, which that seems like a great time, but unfortunately we can't do it with any of these because 2 and 2 makes 4, and unfortunately that's not a thing. We're going to move this guy out so they can promote, move this one in so they can take another pop shot. We'll promote these folks to give them an additional attack per turn. Now we're just waiting for the infantry to show up any day. Over in our civics tree, I think we're going to make a beeline for, and I believe this game we're going to go communism. The amount of slots that we're going to get for economy and military is just way too powerful. I just noticed that Warsaw doesn't have their factory finished, whereas Mainz does. So we're going to move this buddy down to Mainz. That way we can transfer them to another city over in Warsaw specifically. And then next turn, we'll be able to put a factory here. In our capital, we're going to be able to turn out U-boat armadas in 10 turns. We could also do battleship armadas in 10 turns, but I just don't think we have enough submarines. Here's James Watt's first activation. And if we go into our city details, we can see now the factories are giving us +8 instead of the +6. Something else I wanted to highlight is the fact that our folks are displeased because we don't have enough amenities, which means we're losing -10% in non-food yields, i.e. production, research, and things like that. So we could be churning out armadas a little bit quicker. Oh, this poor pike and shot. Coupe was like, I know what I'll do. I'll defend the city with a pike and shot. And then the battleships just come walking up. Oh, this one needs a promotion, so we'll back them up. Promote with rolling barrage. Move this guy forward and destroy the pike and shot. Sorry, buddy. Couple artillery hits later, and the infantry still can't get up there. Are you kidding me? Okay, guys, next turn, I promise. We have a couple more battleships that have reached their second promotion, which means they're ready for a name. This is Delamuca's battleship, and this is Mr. DK Oz's battleship. I appreciate you both for your support. And finally, at long last, we have taken this city. Yes, of course we were going to keep it. And then we can also take this city in the exact same turn. And loyalty is not a problem, even without a governor. That is great news. This is going to have to be a defensive powerhouse because it's going to be where we project all of our forces when we're taking on Canberra and Amsterdam. Here's that wonderful U-boat promotion, which we get +4 era score from. Don't they look glorious? And we might as well denounce old John Curtin because their capital is coming down next too. We've got enough points now for a great general. This one has a pretty cool ability. A district in this tile gains +1 air unit slots, basically giving it a small airfield, so we're definitely going to grab it. In Krakow, we completed our first neighborhood, which is a zone that provides a lot of housing. It'll eventually give us access to things like grocery stores, where we can increase the amount of food, and that's how in the late game, your cities can really start getting pretty large. Look at this giant +4 Hansa, just sitting here, waiting to be built. And the only thing we're losing for it is a +2 food tile. Yeah, I think so. And that Hansa is going to be done in 5 turns, so I think it's going to get the free factory and workshop provided by James Watt, so we'll move over to Krakow. Now, I think it would be great if Opango had the air slot, so we're going to transfer this great general over here. And look at this, we have another battleship that needs a name. Big thanks goes out to John Archer and their new battleship. Thanks to our warmongering, here's another one. Thank you for the support to Whiskey T. Fox. Maybe I should just name them their actual name instead of putting battleship or archers. But it is kind of neat to know when they got the promotion, so I think I'll keep doing it. Now I'm going to take all of our naval forces, more are coming, and just sit here and wait. Because we have to wait a certain amount of turns after we've denounced John Curtin to be able to declare war. We don't want to do the surprise war because that's 150 grievances, but we could do a formal war after 5 turns. It's available in 4 more. I just realized Opango had the Great Lighthouse, which means all of our naval units are getting another +1 movement. Are things starting to come together or what? I'm also going to start producing 1 battleship at a time so that we can make these into armadas instead of fleets. And oh my goodness, we have another one ready for a name. Thank you goes out to Joanne D'Angelo. We have finished up flight, which is going to be great news. I definitely want to start building aerodromes and hangars to be able to build a good air force. Now all we have to do is unlock aircraft carriers. We stole computers from the city of Nagarzugamu. Way to go. Well, not the entire tech, but we boosted it. And old Coupe has been left with this one small tiny city. Sorry, buddy, you started it, but because of that, we can now make peace with them and ask for everything they own. They're willing to give us 14 gold for 30 and 8 gold. That's fine. And of course, they're 3 wonderful cities. And they let us build an embassy. We're going to make them our best friend now. Here's another battleship joining the fight that is ready for a name. Big thanks to Rentless. We've got a promotion out of one of our spies. And I think we're going to grab Quartermaster, because if we grab Quartermaster and the spies in our home territory, all of our other spies operate at a +1 level. That seems pretty good. So we'll take them, switch them out for the spy over in our capital, and then send Frida here out somewhere else. The Dutch are mad at us. I know, everybody's mad at us. I don't know why. Well, John Curtin knows the gig is up. They are asking why our troops are sitting here, so we're just going to go ahead and declare war. There we go. We'll be able to peace out with them because they actually don't have too many grievances against us, other than the fact that we're about to destroy everybody in their capital. We've got 4 more envoys and an ability to take over suzerain of Hunza, and we are definitely going to do that. We're going to keep 2 in the bank just in case one of them flips from us. Actually, we're going to throw 2 more into Samarkand, and that way we get +4 gold in every shipyard that we have. And now we have all of Hunza's vision, which is going to help us out in the war against Amsterdam. Well, let's start this enjoyable affair. How many tiles can we move up? There's the first smack. There's the second smack. Now this has got 101 defense because it's their capital. So this is going to take a while, but I would have so much rathered having those fleets ready. I was also silly and moved them a little too close. I only need 1 close to get that vision. Everybody else can just sit 3 tiles away and still be able to lob out. We also have our wonderful U-boat coming up, which means we're going to be able to start raiding this entire coastline for quite some time. And if they don't have any ships or any vision, they're not even going to be able to see them. So the first big hit took 34 hit points off of Delmuka's battleship. Not too bad, but we'll keep subbing them out just so we don't lose a battleship. And slowly but steadily, we'll keep attacking them down. Oh, we got a promotion here. Just plundered 120 gold from one of the Australian trade routes. I think we'll just sit here for a little while, huh? Because I'm sure a lot of the trade routes coming in and out of their capital will be arriving right at this point. We've boosted sanitation somehow, probably because of spy action, because I have no idea otherwise. This battleship needs to take a break, so we're going to head right back into Opango. Told you it was a great strategic city. That's going to help out a lot. And then the bombardment continues. Big raids as well. 311 gold and 50 health. We're getting a zoo over here in Radom. We have a couple of entertainment districts around here because we're trying to fend off our amenities. It's not only just our population, but the fact that we're also losing amenities due to war weariness. I don't know why they should be wary of war. We've only been at war since, 4000 BC. Here is Krakow finally finished with the Hansa, and we can activate James Watt. And now they instantly get everything we need there. Now, Warsaw and Poznan are not quite powered yet, so we can go with a coal power plant. We've unlocked artillery, which is phenomenal. All those field cannons can get upgraded, although I don't necessarily see the point. Not to mention the fact we don't have any oil yet. We're getting there, slowly but steadily. Another delicious volley. Here's one here. Here's one here. And again. And 2 more. And we can even start hitting it from the U-boats. We do have to be somewhat careful of these Australian diggers. They are armies, and they have 101 strength. Lucky for us, we're not fighting them on the ground. Time to move this battleship back. We will rest and repair. Over in Berlin, we're finally ready to get our single battleship production on. We've completed a seaport here, which is going to make these even better. We have the U-boat armada, which is going to be strong, and then our capital is going to start producing those battleships as well. Another delicious pillage from our U-boat. 50 gold, 157 faith, and their capital is 50% defeated. Here is the very first German U-boat armada. But remember, we have the Venetian arsenal. So not only did we get one, we got two. Let's go cause some problems, boys. Our spy over in Abu Simbel. I chose it just because it was deeper within the Nubian territory. So we might be able to get some more vision here and find out where their capital is, because I think it's going to be the pain. We'll start off by gaining some sources. This great admiral instantly creates a battleship unit with 1 promotion level. I'm going to grab it. It's not that big of a deal, except for the fact that admirals can go into any city and then transfer to any other city, just like any other great person. So for instance, I go over to Opango, I can then come out and then create a battleship unit and make this into an armada. Something tells me the Australians in Canberra are having a very bad day. Their walls are almost destroyed. Next turn for sure, we'll get another round of experience and then take it. Putting down a neighborhood in our capital because we are starting to run out of housing. We're at 19 out of 20. That'll be a big help. Magdeburg over here has some okay production, but nothing that'll take your socks off. There's still some tiles over here we can improve. For instance, I think, oh yeah, that is definitely a Magdeburg tile. So we need to improve that coal source. So we're going to grab a builder there. But I need to put an aerodrome down so we can start building flight units as well. In Ulm, we're going to be putting down a water park because, yes, we need more amenities. And what's a better amenity than riding on a water slide? Look what the Netherlands is trying to do. They're trying to steal the city from me. No, 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 no. That means, oh yeah, the Austrians are at war with Jadwiga and the Dutch. Look at these little guys trying to steal from us. No, no, no. That's one shot there. We'll take a promotion here because we're not in any hurry. Another big shot. We're going to move these guys back because they're a little injured, and we'll let Barlow's ironclad fleet take the win. Oh, that is gorgeous. Lots of inspirations. Yay for us. Now, loyalty, it's not going to ever be good. Let's just be honest. It's going to rebel in 2 turns. So I'm thinking about just burning it to the ground, which is a huge waste. The only way we'd be able to take it is if we took more cities here. But there's so much population on this continent, it would take us a month of Sundays. And I think we still get the sort of bonus for raising it out. So let's... Oh, you can't raise a major civilization's original capital. Okay. So how are we going to end up doing this? I suppose we're going to have to try to take Brisbane as well. I mean, it might even be advantageous just to take all of the capitals on the exact same turn. That might be one way to do it. I suppose we can take these other coastal cities. That should help with some of the loyalty pressure, and then we'll keep on with our campaign. We're going to retire this great admiral, which creates a battleship, and then we're going to form an armada. And look at that. That's a battleship armada. We'll bring all these back and go back up the coast and start taking these cities. I think we'll be able to hold Ballarat because we do have some pressure here. And the siege of Ballarat has begun. This is not as strong as of a city, so we should make much quicker work of this one. What we need are bombers. Bombers are great. We had some bombers sitting off the coast here. We'd be able to take down this city in 2 or 3 turns. Despite our best efforts, Canberra is going to flip in 1 turn. We did try to put a governor in there. It's just not going to be able to hold. We're going to have to take it the slow way, which is not too bad. We'll take some of these cities and keep marching up the coast. And then once we have bombers, we're going to be able to target Amsterdam, and we'll be able to reach out and touch wherever the Nubian capital is. So we're getting close, especially considering we have advanced flight coming fairly quickly. I'm thinking about bypassing everything and just heading towards advanced flight like this, although the research labs would be really good. So maybe we go advanced flight into chemistry, and then we can come back and get combined arms for the aircraft carriers. Because even if we set up some bombers here in Opango, their range would be able to take out just about everything on this seaboard. I hope you had a great time in this episode and you're looking forward towards the conclusion of this series. Obviously, our Navy is nothing to be trifled with. so I hope you're enjoying the path of destruction. Until next time, much love, happy gaming, and I'll talk to you soon.